like they'll make more money. People forget that revenue is not profit. One, profit is not your salary. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if this is your first time, welcome. I'm Bibi, and today we're going to be doing a chit chat get ready with me video. As you can see, I have no makeup on. I'm going to be showing you how I do my makeup, and I'm also going to be talking about something that I've been wanting to talk about for a while now. So this is more like a chit chat video. So so I want to talk about entrepreneurship and just the romanticism of entrepreneurship, and just basically there's a lot of information or misinformation about entrepreneurship, and it's been on my heart to just address this issue. So I'm going to just go straight into my makeup routine. So I already did my brows, as you can see. I just drew it in. I haven't brushed it or put concealer or anything yet, because I have to put primer first on my face before putting any concealer or anything like that. So I'm going to be priming my face, and the first step is I use this face primer by Zaron. You can see it. Is it focusing? Okay. So after my primer, I'm just going to go in with my NYX First Base. So this is a primer spray as well. Okay, so my very next step, I'm going to do my brows properly now. So I'm using this spoolie from, I don't know where it's from. I think it's Sleek. So yeah, I've done my brows, and I'm just going to do my eye makeup next. I'm going to be using my e.l.f. eyeshadow primer on my lid. So I'm going to go in with my Zaron palette. I'm going to be doing what color should I do? I always do nude tones. I never do anything dramatic. I'm going to be going in with this. It's coral. Looks pretty nude, but yeah, I'm going to be doing coral, and I'm also going to be using my LA Girl palette, to blend it in. So for brush, I'm going to be using my Zaron. I actually have quite a number of Zaron products. I didn't even realize. So I'm going to be using that for my eyes. People that I like to follow for like the real on entrepreneurship on social media, I like to follow people like Jason Njoku, who is the founder of Iroko TV. I like to follow people like Affion Williams. I think she's what's her handle? I'll put their handles on the screen. I like to follow her because she always shares like the real on like her business and her journey, raising funds and things like that. I like to follow Oluyomi Ojo, the founder of Printivo, GK Balogun. I think Goke Balogun, that's his full name, the founder of So Fresh. So there's so many of them like that. There's Amaka Osakwe of Nuli Foods. There's Ehime of Sweet Kiwi Yogurt. So there's so many entrepreneurs like that, so many of them that I like to follow, because they tell you as it is. They're not packaging anything to tell you that, oh, flying private jet. I know that lifestyle is like very aspirational, like, oh, everyone wants the good life, but the reality of it is that it's going to take you a while to get to that point. And especially in Nigeria, that things are so toxic. Like every time Oh God, we business owners are suffering. Like we're literally suffering in this country. Sometimes I just imagine in my head that these people are having meetings to be like, so team, how do we frustrate Nigerian business owners today? Because like the way the government moves, like it seems like they hate businesses and they hate businesses prospering. And it's just crazy. Like if you run a business in Nigeria, like you know what I'm talking about. You know how government workers constantly come to harass you, to ask you for this, to ask you for that. Like it's like a witch hunt. Like running a business, like the way criminals feel when like they're evading the law, that's the way business owners feel in this country when they're just running a legitimate business. And I mentioned these business owners, because they share the reality of it. They share like their stories, good and bad, and they just give you the reality and the real, like the unpackaged version of running a business in Nigeria. And I feel like people need to see more of that, and we need to be more realistic, because a lot of people think that running a business is the easy way out. Like they literally think that when they run a business, all their problems, like money problems, I don't know what are the reasons that people leave their jobs. So I'm going to go in with LA Girl. This is the Get Feverish eyeshadow palette. So I'm going to be using, I'm going to follow up with this nudie tone because this one isn't really showing. Yes, so I'm going to follow up with that just so that the color comes out. And one tip I've learned with eyeshadow, matte eyeshadow, is that you dab as opposed to like rubbing. So if you want the color to show, you dab. So dab, 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 dab. So yeah, it's like it's a constant witch hunt. And with the way Nigeria is, with all the new taxes that are being set up, like Nigerians are getting poorer, the naira is being devalued. So even you as a business owner, like you have to constantly prove that to your customers that you're worthy, and you have to constantly bring value to the table, because people are not trying to be spending more money than before, and you're trying to grow business, you're trying to grow sales, you're trying to grow your revenue. So it's a tricky thing. So these are things that you need to think about when you want to run a business. So when you're working a 9 to 5, you have a fixed salary, you have your lifestyle that you're already like living and you're already used to. If you're going to start a business, you have to think about how that's going to affect your lifestyle, because you might have to make sacrifices. Are you ready to make sacrifices? Are you ready to cut back on your spending? Are you willing to spend longer hours? Done with my eyeshadow now. Yeah, like I said, very simple makeup. Okay, guys, so I'm done with my eyes. Now I'm going to go into my face. I'm going to be using the Max Pro Longwear foundation. I use it. Another reason, another thing to think about is what type of worker are you? So I find that the people that have like an entrepreneurial spirit are more likely to do well at running their businesses. And what does that mean? That just means that these people are they're entrepreneurial in nature, in the sense that they carry on the company's vision. They implement as if they own the company. They're very committed, and they're driven, and they're solution oriented. So these are the kind of workers that even like the owners of the businesses don't want to go. Think about the type of worker you are. I the type of worker that, so let me tell you what I'm doing. I'm mixing the foundation with concealer because foundation is too dark. and doing it. Who does this to? I mix it at the back of my hand. Sometimes I forget to clean it off and I go out with like that patch of foundation on my yeah. So are you that type of worker? Do you think that entrepreneurship is the way to work less hours and the way to do less work? And yeah, like people mention how, man, this my work is too stressful. Like I just want to run my business. I'm tired of like answering to someone or things like that. And let me tell you something, accountability is a good thing. So people talk about freedom a lot when they talk about starting their own thing. And let me tell you something, if you want to run like a really successful business, you have to be accountable. You have to, because that's literally the point where if you do not have discipline, you will just really, really fall off the rail. And there's no how you can run like a good business without being disciplined and being accountable. So if you're someone that sees entrepreneurship as an avenue to just do anything you want and not answer to anyone, then you might want to think about it, because even though you're not answering to anyone, that might be your undoing. Accountability is good. It's good. That's why businesses have board of advisors. That's why people have mentors. People have accountability partners. It's very, very important to have people around you that can keep you in check. And it could even be your team. I mean, depending on your leadership style. For instance, I give myself tasks and I give like my like I report to my team just as they report to me. So I say, okay, this is what I did, this is what I did. And I know that the average like Nigerian business owner, they don't like to do things like that because they believe like they're the boss. Anyways, like these are things that people do and say. It's not like I'm just saying it. I've heard people talk like that, like, no. They can't like be answering to their staff. But depending on your leadership style, yeah, you have to be accountable. Okay, so I'm going to go in again with the LA girl, the under my eyes, to conceal under my eyes. Oh. Sometimes you need that extra accountability, and you saying you want to live your 9 to 5 where they constantly appraise you and they constantly like check your KPIs and things like that, and you're trying to run away from that, but really those are the things that you should be embracing. So most times those things that people from a structured work environment run away from, they find that those are the things they actually need when they're actually running their businesses, because it's your business at the end of the day. So if you can't check yourself, who will check you? Well, your board of directors, for instance. But most times when people start their businesses, they don't have they can't like get a board of directors just right away. It takes time to even do that. It takes time and intention and like building relationships to be able to build like a really good board. So yeah. And there's also the financial aspect of it, of people saying, oh, like they'll make more money. People forget that revenue is not profit. One, profit is not your salary. So I feel like a lot of people know that, okay, revenue is not profit, but profit is not your salary. You cannot be taking all the profit of your business to be running your own life. And that's when you see the reality of running a business. So say you're earning like 500K a month working in a corporate organization, and your business earns 1 million. To an average person, they'll be like, that's earning more money. But think about it, Your business earns 1 million. What are your expenses? I mean, think of payroll, of your day-to-day running expenses. By the time you deduct that, you will see that this money that you think people are making, people are not really making it. Oh. People are not really making the money that you think that they're making. And that's the reality of entrepreneurship. So these are the things that, like, I feel like people need to think about before they say they want to start their business. I mean, just don't go in blind, because you're going to get really, really disappointed. You're going to get disappointed. So I've just put my Sasha Buttercup powder. This is what it looks like. And I'm going to go in with my black up powder. And I'm using my, I've forgotten what this thing is. Is it Beauty Revolution or something Revolution? I do have a passion for entrepreneurship. I mean, I grew up with parents that were entrepreneurs, so I know like the first thing about being an entrepreneur, because I got to see my dad do it every day of his life. And my dad actually actively involved us in his business, so we spend a lot of hours in his office. Like, we spend a lot of hours, like after school, for instance. So yeah, I put the banana powder blended in my powder, and now I'm going to go in with the contour. So I'm contouring with this Revlon Color Stay powder. It's just the regular powder in a darker shade. So yeah, I grew up with parents that were entrepreneurs, so I knew the reality of it. So I wasn't even in a hurry to like start my own business, because if you watch my previous videos, and if you haven't, you should check out how I started Lady Biba. Yeah, so I just contoured my face. Now I'm going to um highlight. I find myself always using eyeshadow to highlight, so I'm going to be using this same palette to highlight. I'm going to be using the gold one there. So yeah, I grew up with parents that were entrepreneurs, so I knew the reality of entrepreneurship. So it wasn't something that I was going to rush into, but as it happens, I found myself running a business shortly after my first degree. And has it been easy? No. Do I regret doing it? No. Put bronzer on my face. The I use the Tara is it? I don't know if it's, let me see. Yeah, it's supposed to be a blush, but I use it as a bronzer from House of Tara. So yeah, so it's not something that you should just jump into. It's something that you really, really, really want to consider, because the truth is, a lot of people don't share their like really, really low days. Like, you only see like the wins, you see the highs, you hardly see the lows. And even when people talk about their lows, they don't really talk about it in detail, because there's some things really that you don't even want people to know. You sort of have to be your own encourager, you have to be your own cheerleader, you have to be very solution oriented, you have to be very, so if you're not someone that's naturally like driven, you're not someone that naturally like looks for a solution to problems, and you're thinking that when I start my business, it's going to just be a walk in the park, it's not going to be easy. Let me just tell you now, let me be the one to tell you that it's not going to be easy. And most times you won't have the answers to your questions. Like, you still need like people to help you. So you also have to have like a support system. So I'm using the kids, it's Zaran as well. I have a lot of Zaran stuff. Maybe they'll make me an ambassador when they see this video. So yeah, like, you have to have a support system, people that will encourage you and just like make you know that you're not alone, because it gets really, really lonely. everyone is not the same. Everyone reacts to obstacles differently. So my own thing is, just don't see entrepreneurship as a way to run away from doing the hard work, because you're going to work harder as an entrepreneur. Like, it's your day job. You think there's so much work in your day job, you're going to even work harder. And if you don't have that ethic, that work ethic already built up in you, you'll struggle, because now you're accountable to yourself. You're your own boss. You know, it sounds rosy, like, oh, I want to be my own boss, but being your own boss requires for you to be accountable to yourself. Can you be accountable to yourself? Can you hold yourself responsible? Can you be consistent? Can you be disciplined? If you're struggling with these things at work already, then I would say that you should work on those things before you jump into entrepreneurship, because you're going to require most of the training and the discipline built in a structured workplace, because you're going to put structure in your own workplace or hire someone to put structure. There's also the case for funding. Are you going to bootstrap, or you're going to get investors? If you already have, the thing about working in a structured place is that you build relationships. Depending on your level at work, you're able to meet people that might help you in building your business later on. So everything you do in your workplace is going to count. So don't think, oh, I'm just going to go start my business. What I do in my present job doesn't count. If you do not have regard for your present job, there's that likelihood that you're going to take that energy and you're going to take it to your business. And that's not gonna work. So yeah, I don't know if I really shared everything I wanted to share about the romanticism of entrepreneurship, but I just do want people to know that entrepreneurship is not a walk in the park by any means. Like, it's not something that you just it's not something that you just do because you want something to do. It's something that you seriously have to consider. So I'm going in with my elf finishing spray. Ooh. So yeah, this is my look. I'm not even going anywhere. I'm just filming videos today. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and so share, subscribe. If you've not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. It encourages me to keep putting out content. So comment, let me know your thoughts. Who are the entrepreneurs that you follow on social media? Let me know if there's anyone I didn't mention that you think would be interesting for me to follow. So let me know. Put your comments down below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.